Hello, let's talk about AI. Should we let AI dictate our lives? Should we let AI decide what we should do, how to do it, and how to run our lives? There are quite a few scenarios regarding AI being integrated in day-to-day life for people. But we only gonna approach the scenario where AI will be positive and helpful and make everybody's life easy. Now, I'm not talking about AI utopia where everybody's gonna be rich and happy and have everything's gonna be plentiful, because that's not realistic. That will require AI to force people into an easy, plentiful life, to force decisions on people, because people, for the most part, cannot make decisions for themselves. And look around where you live, look around in your country, look around in the whole world. Most people have a terrible life, or at least not an easy life, because they are bad at making decisions. Could be because of lack of information, could be because of lack of education, could be because some people are really just not capable of being capable. So unless we agree that we should allow AI to force us into a good life, that kind of takes away the freedom of decision that we have. And that means most people will just be will have some sort of equality. Everybody will live pretty much the same lives in the same safe manner. No adventure or excitement. So yeah, that's not gonna happen. Now, what about a scenario where we allow AI to decide our politics, to decide our economy, like to be governed by AI? I see two scenarios for that. First one, you implement AI as a government power, and AI's job will be to get rid of corruption, maximize the economy and all of that. Well, that's not gonna happen, because if you put AI in charge of getting rid of corruption, to have free range to go through all the government institution and just see where it can find corruption, pretty much all the governments will collapse, because all governments are corrupt. You will find out how many people have been voted in power and they are corrupt, or they are pedophiles or rapists, or they have killed people or things like that. You will find out what the true nature of our leader is. So no government will allow that. That's not going to happen. Okay, let's say we don't go with that. Let's say AI has a directive where it just starts from now on how to maximize economy and whatnot. Well, that would be doable. That will allow nations to better work with each other, better exchange and trade resources. I don't know, let's say a country has a fertile soil. Well, AI will recommend that in that, let's say Europe, AI will recommend that that specific country will mostly grow crops, and then another country will focus on industry, and then both of them will exchange resources and both of them would be plentiful, both agriculturally and from the industry point of view. Good cars, good technology, and so on and so forth. So that would probably be the best option for implementing AI as a decider of economic direction. Another way where you could implement AI to make people's lives better, it's everybody will have an AI, and I'm talking about a more developed AI, not the ones that we already have on our phones, where that AI looks at your life, looks at how you are, what's your potential, what do you do, and how much value you create for yourself, and advise you how to invest that value and how to plan your future. I would say quite a big percentage of the population will have a way better life in that system, but most people will still be the same. The life will not change for them. Because as long as you have AI as an advisor, most people do not listen to advice. Most people do not go to find and do research and find information to better their life. And most people don't listen to advice, so they will not listen to the advice from an AI. Because AI will advise you to delay gratification. People don't like to delay gratification. People like to have a bit now rather than have a lot later. So yeah, choose your poison. Do you want AI to show you who leads you? Do you want AI to decide the economy of your country? Or do you want AI to just advise you and you're still doing what you want to do? The only way you can have a population with plentiful resources is by force. If you're not willing to force people into a better life, they will not have a better life. We are bad at decisions. We are also bad at listening. And we are also bad at learning. For the majority of human history, let's say recent, the last 1,000 years, recent history, where the vast majority of people were uneducated, they were slaves or low status peasants. It was thought that the reason for that is lack of education, lack of information. And then we had the internet, and everybody had access to information. And we are still stupid, we are still poor. So lack of information was never an issue. It was thought to be the issue because we didn't have the information available for everybody. Or it took a long time to make it happen. It took generations and generations to teach people how to read and somewhat how to think. But we are still the same. Most of us are either slaves or low-level peasants. So if you want a better life, you might have to allow something or someone to force you into a better life, because you make bad decisions. Look at your leaders. Look at your countries. You're not happy with the way your country runs. That was your decision at a population level. We choose our leaders based on appearances. We don't choose them based on competence. So incompetent people choose incompetent leader. You cannot recognize competence if you do not have competence. So allow AI to force you out of stupidity. That requires a bit of competence as well. Stay safe.